So hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be a favourites video, so if you want to see what sort of stuff I've been loving recently, then keep watching. So I feel like I haven't done one of these videos in ages, which is daft to be honest, because it's one of my favourite ones to do, because I feel like I'm on FaceTime with my friend, it's like, oh my god, you need to try this. So I'm basically just going to run through, I've got so much stuff this month, or like just from recent weeks to be honest, like ongoing things. I've got everything from like shoes to skincare, this, that and the other. So I am going to get right into it, but the first thing that I'm going to do is actually share something that's quite new. Now I can't call this a direct favourite yet because that goes without saying, it's a new launch and I am working with them at the moment, but I am actually really excited about it because their sort of sister product is already something that I'm absolutely obsessed with, and I'm wondering if you can guess what it is. So if you guessed Hair and Me, you were right. Now I think you already know that I'm a massive fan of Skin and Me. I'm not working or promoting with Skin and Me in this video. This is completely something that I'm like a true customer for. I use it religiously every single day and I feel like it personally has done wonders for my skin. If you need any convincing, to be honest, I'm going to say I'm pretty proud of where my skin is at the age of 37. I think it's looking really youthful and clear and I'm really chuffed with it, to be honest, and I do pretty much credit it to this and, you know, looking after my skin, wearing SPF and making sure I remove my makeup every night. But when Hair and Me got in touch with me, which is a sister brand, I thought, well, obviously I've got to say yes, because I love what that product has done for my skin. So what can Hair and Me do for my hair? Now, if you have followed me for a long time, you'll know that I struggled with my hair after having Stan in particular. So Daisy and Stan are 23 months apart, and within the period of those 23 months, I birthed one baby who was in NICU, was very poorly, was a medical child, had additional needs, and I was a carer for a short while. And then during that time I had gained weight during pregnancy, I lost weight after having Daisy, and then just when I got to target after losing weight, I found out I was pregnant again with Stan. My body went through a lot, and as a result, once he was born, I had a lot of postpartum hair loss. I had it all here, like I have thinning here anyway, and it's kind of my natural hairline, which is quite normal, but I was really struggling. It had gone super thin. I felt like the texture of my hair had changed, it had gone quite brittle. One thing that you probably didn't see that much because I'm always facing the camera was that there was a big gap in the middle of my hair from where I've been using hair ties or having like bleach and things like that, and the hair had been ripped or broken, and I had to face facts that a lot of my hair had to be chopped off and I had to start again. So you'll notice now, since I have my colours done and stuff, I don't add any bleach to my hair. All of my like colour and tone is all done through toners and things like that, because I want the best hair health that I can get. And while I have gained length, I am not gonna lie, I would love a bit more thickness. I think a lot of the time that is why I like my hair curly, because when you have some curl you tend to have some volume, and I'm really hoping that Hair and Me can help with that. So once you've worked out what your hair needs are, then you have an option of choosing between two sort of treatments or solutions. So one is a topical ointment that you can apply directly to the scalp, and the other, which is what I went for, are the capsules. And the reason why I chose the capsules was, for me personally, I already have a routine in place where I wash my hair on certain days of the week, I go to the gym a lot, and I didn't really want to disrupt what was already working for me, whereas the capsules felt really easy for me to remember. Like I can put it at my bedside table, you take one every night before bed, and that was something that I felt was really simple for me to do. Now you're supposed to start to see results within about 3 to 6 months, and obviously this is brand new, so I've just started taking it, but I am really hopeful based on my experience of this company as a wider brand as a whole, and I am just so excited to see what will happen next. If I have like a bit longer and thicker hair by the end of this year, I would be absolutely buzzing, because this has taken a lot of work for me to do on my own, and I'm really hopeful that this is the next step. Now if you do want to give it a go, then I will leave a discount code in the description for you and a special link where you can get your first month for just $4.99. So you can give it a try and see if it's something that you're committed to and passionate about, and hopefully we can get some hair improvements together. But now I've taught you all about Hair and Me and what's all that's about, I'm going to move on to the rest of my favourites. So the first thing I'm going to touch on is actually a skincare product, and I have really been enjoying using this. As you can see, I've gotten through a fair amount, and it's the Thayer's Natural Remedies Hydrating Milky Toner with Snow Mushroom and Hyaluronic Acid. It cushions, smooths and preps skin, removes impurities, and is fragrance and alcohol free. 98% natural origin ingredients, which is lovely from a skincare product, I have to say. Now, what I really like this for is in the morning. So when I've had a shower and things like that, I notice sometimes if I washed my face with like a soapy cleanser, for example, I felt like I was sometimes getting a bit of a tighter skin, and as I'm getting older I do find that I am leaning a little bit drier than what I was previously used to as like an oily girl. And what I really like doing with this is putting it on first thing to cleanse my skin of any like nighttime impurities, so to speak, and I just feel like it gives a really nice plump base for me to work with because it's got that hyaluronic acid in. It's adding in some additional moisture and hydration, and I love using it first thing. I've really enjoyed having that as part of my routine, but I also use it after I have cleansed. So I use the Anua kind of like cleansing oil first, then I use the Anua soap as well, which is like more of like an exfoliating type soap, and then I go in with this at the end because I feel like it adds a little bit of hydration in, and then I will go on and add things like my Skin and Me or my snail mucin or my moisturizer or my eye cream, because for me personally, as I've said many times before, I'm really trying to go down the route of like skincare and supporting my skin as I age rather than any other treatments, because that's just my personal decision. But I love this, and it's a huge bottle, and I feel like a little goes a long way as well. The next thing I want to talk about is also a relatively new addition, but it's an SPF from Beauty of Joseon, I think it is how you say it. It's a Korean skincare brand, and I have used some of their products already. I love the retinol eye cream, so if you're in the market for an eye cream, get your hands on that as well, it's brilliant. But I wanted to just try it because it had really high reviews in terms of like how it works for people's skin. SPF can be a tricky one because obviously it is what you want and what you need if you want to minimize sun damage. It's one of the main things as well that prevent like premature aging. But this, as well as being SPF 50, also has rice and probiotics in for like relief as well, and I've really liked it. It sits under makeup really well, and I haven't had any breakouts with it yet, which is always good to know, because that's the one thing, like I can usually find a really good SPF and then sometimes I'm like, oh no, I'm seeing a little bit of a breakout there. Plus this entire tube was around the £15 mark, and it's quite big, so I think that's quite good value for money. The next two things are beauty related, and I'm kind of really surprised that I like them. Like I wasn't looking for them, so to speak, but I used to use this, which is Benefit Gimme Brow, years ago. And when I'm talking years ago, I'm talking probably the last time I used it was maybe around when Stan was a baby. I just very much remember having it in my makeup bag when I had like babies and toddlers, which was obviously a long time ago because my baby and toddler are now 7 and recently turned 9, which is crazy. Daisy's 9, don't even start. But I used to use it all the time because it was very quick and easy to do. But I think, as with a lot of things, there becomes trends, doesn't there, where all these new products come out, and you had like brow lamination, which I did for a bit, which looking back, like I really did love the look of it, but I personally, for me, just prefer a slightly slimmer brow. Not a thin 90s brow, I'm not talking that, but just kind of like what my body was born with and just zhuzhed up a little bit. I just find that for me personally, that works the best, because if it gets too harsh, I find like it completely transforms the look of my face. And this, it's just so easy to use, and you know what? I've strayed from it for a long time, and I've used so many different formulas and different types of products. But what I like about it is that the fibres really do work to thicken up what you already have, but it's It's not so intense to the point where it gets all over the rest of your face and like you're gonna have to tidy up afterwards, because I feel like, I don't know about you, but I don't have time to do a brow product and then go around and like carve in my brows as well. Like I just want to put something on my face and have it work. Thank you very much. And this has been brilliant, and especially for those days where you don't want to wear a load of makeup. Like sometimes I just put Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter on with a bit of blush and then a bit of stuff in my brows, and that's me done. It's so good for that. And then the next thing is the Sachu lip liner stain. I'm not going to embarrass myself with trying to explain the way it's written, etc, etc. I will leave everything linked down below, but I have the shade in P Inked, which is pinked. It's basically P-inked, and it is again a Korean brand, and it's one of those where you paint it on your face and you feel slightly scared, in all honesty, because I put it on and Mark the other day was like, oh, that's a bit goth for you, Char. And I was like, and Daisy turned to him actually, she was like, Dad, it's a lip stain, she peels it off. And Mark was like, oh, okay. But you paint it on. I like to do the technique where I kind of just do it around my lips and a little like V here. And it kind of gives them the impression of being like plumper and fuller, and I get a bit of a stain going on, and it's fantastic, and I've really enjoyed using it at the moment. So I just thought I would share. You can get it from Boots. Boots are amazing at the moment. I'm having a bit of a love affair with like Korean stuff. Such good quality, and they're not super expensive either, but you can find loads of things at Boots at the moment. The next thing I'm going to talk about is a favourite that I've shared before, but I think I tend to use these sorts of products more when I'm getting more skin out, which, you know, it's coming into spring now and really getting going and warming up a little bit. And if I've like fake tan and stuff and I want to keep my tan lasting and I've shaved my legs and stuff like that, I like to keep adding like moisture back in, because I do get drier as I get older, particularly as I'm about to come on my period and my estrogen drops. I tend to notice that my skin is drier then. And this is the Aveeno Skin Relief Body Oil Spray. What I like about it is that I just find it so quick to use. I don't know about you, but like the whole sort of method of moisturizing, like you squirt it on your hand or you scoop it out of a tub and then you're rubbing it in, but then it takes ages to rub in because it's quite like wet, and you're there like, oh, I can't put my clothes on yet because I'm still a bit sticky. That it's like a drier oil, so you rub it in and then straight away you can feel the moisture in your skin, but you're not like sticky or damp or struggling to pull your jeans on over the top. And because it's a spray as well, you can just kind of like spot treat so quickly, and I just think it's fantastic. Again, you can get like this from Boots and stuff, and I just think it's brilliant, especially for this time of year, and it smells really nice too. So we're going to move on from all the beauty, skincare, hair, that sort of stuff now. We're going to go on to a random cleaning product that I've got. Now this is quite new and I've not had it very long, however I am fascinated by it. So it's a new product from Sif. Firstly, the bottle is very futuristic. Secondly, what happens is that when you have finished with this, you keep your spray and you just buy a refill, which is like cheaper than the spray as it stands. And what drew me in, it's called Sif Infinite Clean. It's got probiotic technology. It's an all-in-one and has long-lasting cleaning. I chose the scent Lotus and Mineral Salt because that just floated my boat a little bit more. The other ones were like a lime, lemongrassy one or something like that, and then lavender, but I'm not really a fan of super herbal scents, so I went for this one instead. But it basically, it says on the back, you can clean dirty hobs, bikes, mirrors, pet areas, smudgy glass, tiles, taps, electronic devices, cans, I don't know, bookshelves. You can refresh soft furnishings, so you can spray it on surfaces and clean, but then you can also spray it onto soft furnishings like your sofa or your blankets or pillows or anything like that, and it will clean that way too and freshen up. It smells amazing, and I feel like this is going to be like the next big thing. You heard it here first, guys. But yeah, I'm really enjoying using it. And it's one of those things, it might be sad or I might just be getting on a little bit now, guys. But either way, it's okay. I'm just being me. if I find products that I really like, I am so much more enthusiastic about cleaning because I'm excited to use them, or I like the way that they smell, or I like the finish that they give, and I just feel like it sort of makes life a little bit easier for me. So I picked that up from Waitrose, but I've seen it online at Tesco and stuff, and yeah, I think it's probably worth a go. The next thing I want to talk about are like clothing items. The first ones, I gave you a little sneak peek before, are little ballet flats like these. Like these are sheer ones, which I find at the moment, I've seen a lot of these around. Anything that is sheer, like has a bit of like peephole going on, is really in at the moment, and these are lovely. They're both from H&M. This pair in particular is so versatile and easy to wear. I absolutely love them. I have them both in a size 7. I'm kind of between a 7, I would say I'm probably a 7.5, but I would say if you're going to get these, they do give a little bit with wear. So if you're in between sizes 2, I would size to the lower size, if that makes sense. But I've been loving wearing them, and I think since my confidence has come back with like my health and fitness journey and just feeling more like me again, I've really been enjoying like experimenting again with clothes and like just wearing things that make me happy, and I have absolutely loved wearing these. I feel like you can wear them with jeans and they look really cute. I've worn them with dresses and again they look dead sweet, and I just think that they're really fun for spring and summer, so I thought I would share them because I absolutely love them. And then another thing, which I'm sure if you like follow me on like Instagram or TikTok, you'll have seen in like my little outfit videos that I do, or like just outfit of the days, these M&S jeans have just completely changed my life. The amount of compliments I get on my bottom is just ridiculous. Now, I'm probably not modelling them fantastically at the moment because I'm on my period, and these are getting a little bit big now. These are the 14 regular. I always have gaping with jeans because my bum and my waist are such different sizes, but they are the M&S carrot jeans. They fit me so nicely. I have them in a 14 regular, as I've said, and then I also have them in a 12 long because I've got quite long legs for my shape, so I find that I can wear those and have like a different look, where these are ankle grazers, typically the regulars on me, whereas the long go down a bit past my ankle and look quite cute with ballet flats, whereas I love these with like any kind of look. I prefer my 14s at the moment when I want something a bit more like a bit looser, softer, more casual, especially when I'm on, because you know when you bloat and it's just like, that's how I feel at the moment. But then the 12s are what I wear when I want a kind of more polished, like structured look, but I cannot recommend them enough. They are firm enough denim that you feel like you've got some support and structure to your outfit, but they're not so like uncomfortable and firm and stiff that you feel like you can't breathe when you sit down and stuff. I cannot recommend them enough. I have them in black as well, which I've not worn as much purely because of the time of year, but I think I'll get a lot of wear out of them in the autumn winter months again. The next 2 things that I want to talk about are like things that I've enjoyed watching on television, and I feel like for me to recommend something on television means that I really like it, because as I've said so many times, I am not a big television watcher. Sometimes I feel like I should get my husband on here to tell you about what's good on telly. We do watch stuff together, and that's kind of like when I watch telly, unless I'm at the gym. Now, what I loved at the gym more recently, and I've made a mental note to tell you about this for ages, was Black Doves, which is like a sort of spy type thing, which sounds shit, let's be honest. I don't really enjoy that sort of stuff on a general basis. It has, I've just checked on my phone, Keira Knightley in it, Ben Whishaw and Sarah Lancashire. And I saw it and I just thought, right, I was starting a workout that day, I didn't have anything to watch. I thought I'm just going to give it a go and see if it's any good. Let's see what it's all about. So I put it on, and I was just hooked right from the get-go, and it was fast-paced enough that I didn't get bored, but not too fast-paced or predictable where I also get bored, because I'm really good at predicting the ending of things, so it drives me mad. So I just thought it was fantastic. So if you're into that sort of stuff, or you want something that's a bit tense or like a bit gripping, I thought personally it was brilliant. And then the other thing that we have only just finished was the White Lotus. I think that's what it's called, isn't it? That was brilliant. That again was so gripping. We tend to save that for like the weekends on like a Friday or Saturday night, like we'd have like a drink or something and watch that together. And I just thought it was so good and really different. Mark's watched all 3 of the series, but this is the first one that I personally have watched and I really enjoyed it. He keeps saying you should watch the other series now when you're at the gym, so I might well do that because I've run out of stuff. But then the other thing that I've been loving in terms of like how I like to personally spend my time when it's not like telly or something like that, I'm still on with my colouring and I've absolutely been loving it. I don't get to do it as much as all like the colouring girlies on TikTok and things like that because I've got 3 kids and we've got a busy lifestyle and stuff, but I do try and make sure that I do it like every Sunday, and this is the one from the weekend. As you can see, I haven't quite finished it yet because I didn't get a chance to. We had like a busy weekend of like Easter and like it was Daisy's birthday on Easter Monday as well. But this is my favourite book that I've had so far. I think it's the Bobby Goods one and it's the day to night. So some of these scenes are like daytime ones and then some towards the back are like more set like at night time. So this one would be like a campfire, and then this one is by Berry Goods. Now obviously I think this one has taken inspiration from this one. This is a lot cheaper though, you can get it on Amazon, but let me find one that I have done. This is really cute, but I just really love, I love like the artists and the way that they do their illustrations and stuff. So those 2 are probably 2 of my favorites. And then the final thing that I want to talk about, which maybe I've just entered my granny era, I don't know, but as I'm talking to you now, you are actually lying in a massive tray, which is actually full of water because I'm letting these bulbs drink, of bulbs and baby seedlings and stuff. Excuse my cat, by the way. Can you hear else of them? Just in the background somewhere. But I'm growing, at the moment I've got ranunculus and 3 types of dahlias in here, and then I thought I would just quickly take you into the kitchen and show you what I've got growing in there as well. They will be going outside soon, and I do have a small cold frame, but unfortunately the weather's dipped a little bit, so I've not been putting them outside at the moment and just trying to keep them warm inside. But let's go and have a look and I will show you. Welcome to the jungle. At the moment we have Cosmos, which my mum actually passed on to me. I'm just waiting for this warm weather to really kick in before I plant them out, but the week ahead is meant to look beautiful, so I'm really excited. We then have some tomato plants which are already coming along so nicely. I need to get some tomato feed for them and they need watering, as I can see. And then these are actually my baby seedlings. So we have Lavatera, which I've been really excited about. We've got Nasturtium Chameleon. We have Sweet Sultan, cornflowers, and then we have sunflowers at the end here. I need to pot up these ones now because they're getting very leggy and they're going to require a little bit more support soon. And then in here we have a polka dahlia. We have Cafe au lait royale, I think it is, and I don't know if you can see that there, but that is a sign of something sprouting and coming to life, which is so exciting. And then this end one is Hootenanny Swan, and again we're getting a little bit of life from this one. And then back in the living room are some more. I also have lots of bits out here too, but I'm not going to go outside because otherwise this video is going to be too long. But we've got things here, we've got things over there where else there is, we've got things all down here, and I'm really enjoying it. But yeah, that is all of my favourites. I hope you've enjoyed following along. Obviously, like, the gardening type thing has been something that's sort of grown with time. I've learned with time, and I've been like sort of eager and keen to learn, and I just find it so therapeutic, and I feel like it gives me a source of pride, and it gives me something where I can say like, oh, look what I did, and look at the beauty that grows from like hard work and stuff. And I've really enjoyed that, so I'm hoping that I can continue, and I've ordered some more seeds to keep, you know, planting out and growing as it warms up for like different parts of the season, and I'm just really loving it. So yeah, and again, if you do want to give Hair and Me a try, I will leave all the links down below for you. But thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all very soon.